on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing another Manchester City transfer update. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. I am doing daily Manchester City transfer content every single day here on YouTube for you guys to enjoy. It is free to subscribe, so do subscribe now. Less than 650 subs away from my aim of 34,000 subscribers. Can we hit that by February 1st and the end of the transfer window? That would be absolutely brilliant. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim, and do get your thoughts in the comments below. Finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Football Prizes. They're doing a very special prize for you guys that you can go and win. It's an Ilkay Gundogan signed treble shirt for you guys to go and check out. It's £3.95 to enter per ticket. There's 165 tickets available. The links and details, they are in the description. The tickets will sell very fast, so you do have to be quick. So do go and check it out so you can be in with a chance of winning that very special limited edition signed Ilkay Gundogan treble winning Manchester City shirt. You've also got 13 instant prizes, so do go and check it out. Links and details there in the description. So we're going to crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the outs, and we've got the very latest on Manchester City youngster Alfie Harrison. Now, he's set to join Newcastle United after they agreed a deal with Manchester City to sign him for an undisclosed fee. That's according to David Ornstein of The Athletic. He is expected to undergo a medical at some point this week at Newcastle, and he is also expected to sign a new long-term deal with Newcastle United as well, and another young player leaving Manchester City, with Manchester City making more profit on their academy prospects. Now, moving on, we've got the very latest on Joao Cancelo and his agent, Jorge Mendes. He has said that Barcelona, where Cancelo currently is out on loan at, says Barcelona want to sign Cancelo on a permanent deal this summer. First reports are saying that Manchester City are looking for £60 million for Joao Cancelo. I think we'll be very lucky to get £60 million for him. I don't think it's unrealistic to be suggesting £50 million. I think £60 million may be a little steep. However, he does still have 3 years left on his Manchester City contract. His contract isn't up until 2027, so maybe £60 million isn't an unrealistic amount. And Joao Cancelo, attitude gets called into question, but his ability, of course, he's a fantastic player. I think if Manchester City were happy to sell him to a Premier League team, I think there'd be a lot of suitors for him. Man City, though, I don't think are that keen on selling to other Premier League teams, which means you're very limited on where Joao Cancelo can end up. If it's not to be Saudi Arabia, who could afford Joao Cancelo for his transfer fee and his wage, where else would it be? Bayern Munich, been there, done that, worn the t-shirt. They don't want him. Barcelona, they can't rub two pennies together. They can't afford Joao Cancelo. Real Madrid, do they want him? Because if it's not them, it's not PSG, it's got to be a Premier League, it's got to be Saudi Arabia. Otherwise, he stays at Manchester City. And I know a few of you guys have said to me that you'd like Cancelo to return, but once you've called into question Pep Guardiola, and Pep Guardiola, to me, isn't the biggest of fan of Joao Cancelo, it means that whilst Pep Guardiola's at Manchester City, I don't see Joao Cancelo being here. So this has to be managed well by Manchester City. Barcelona, I don't think, are the club for him. On loan, great, but I just don't see how that's going to work in terms of a permanent transfer. Same can be said for Bernardo Silva. His contract runs until 2026. He's got a release clause active in his contract for any club outside of England for this summer, worth €50 million. It's a steal. But Bernardo Silva is one of the best players in the world, in my opinion. It's a steal. For less than £50 million, you can grab Bernardo Silva. But Barcelona, as I said, can't rub two pennies together, so it's not going to happen. So where is he going to end up? It's a sticky situation. This is what happens when you have transfer dealings involving Barcelona, who quite frankly just don't have any cash, but are desperately trying to cling on staying right at the very top of Spanish football and trying to regularly be in the biggest and best competitions. There's a reason why they want to be part of the European Super League, because they know that if the European Super League happens, they can get right to the top of world football again, because if it doesn't happen, they're going to really, really struggle, and I don't think they know their way out of this financial mess. And the way to do it is to stop spending beyond your means, bringing in players that quite simply you cannot afford. They can sign players on free contracts, but they're bringing in some really good players who are going to demand agent fees, bonuses, big wages. They can't afford it. Anyway, moving on. Kalvin Phillips. Don't think he's going to be a Manchester City player for too much longer. David Ornstein, he says that Kalvin Phillips, he's going to undertake his West Ham medical on Thursday. A deal was agreed late yesterday afternoon. West Ham are to pay all of his £135,000 a week wage. There is an option to buy, no obligation to buy for the summer. Fabrizio Romano has said that an option to buy is included as well. There was a little bit of doubt there because Jack Gaughan, normally very reliable with Manchester City information, says that a deal's been agreed, but they were still in discussions about whether there was going to be that option to buy. But lots of sources have said, including Mike Minay, Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, The Athletic, they've all said that there is an option to buy in this deal. Now, the Mail have said that Kalvin Phillips is going to spend today deciding whether he wants to join West Ham. I presume with City having discussions going on for this long that Kalvin Phillips' early indication will have been that he is keen on this move. So an agreement now in place between West Ham and Manchester City for the loan of Kalvin Phillips to go and spend the rest of the season out on loan there. Medical pending for tomorrow on Thursday for Kalvin Phillips, more than likely to sign by the end of this week. Now, Real Tolmie on Twitter has spoken about Lucss Paqueta and this Kalvin Phillips deal and what's been going on here. And he has said, very interestingly, £45 million plus Kalvin Phillips in the summer could well be enough to sign Lucss Paqueta from West Ham. It's no secret that Manchester City are interested in signing Lucss Paqueta. While these betting allegations hang over his head, Manchester City will not make a move for Lucss Paqueta. We, of course, made a move back in August. It never materialised from there once these betting allegations came out. And once they're cleared, Manchester City will be happy to make a move once more. They need central midfielders, Premier League proven, international, world-class players like Lucss Paqueta. They will be of serious interest to Manchester City. And what you're seeing here, reading between the lines, is Manchester City just improving their relations with West Ham from a business point of view. And I potentially think that this deal, because I think West Ham have got the better deal here on Kalvin Phillips, no obligation to buy. Man City, I think, have backed down on their loan fee as well. I think that there is a little gentleman's agreement in place here where Manchester City have said, we'll back down here over Kalvin Phillips, but in exchange, we want to have Lucss Paqueta. First dibs on him. This is the amount that we're looking at. Are you happy to say yes to this? Because Man City were very close to finding an agreement back in the summer. So maybe similar terms on offer here, and what Real Tolmie said there, £45 million plus Kalvin Phillips could be enough to get that deal done. And Man City and West Ham now sitting down, doing business and improving relations after a failed move for Paqueta, with West Ham dragging their heels back in the summer. And, of course, the big one, the Declan Rice move, where Manchester City, quite frankly, were used by West Ham to drive that Declan Rice price up to get Arsenal to pay more. So what we're seeing here is Manchester City very much improving relations with West Ham. Very interesting. I'll keep an eye on that one. Now, moving on to the ins, and the final transfer comes in the form of a new name, Pau Cubrasi over at Barcelona. He's a 17-year-old centre-back. Pep likes him, loves him. He's keen on bringing him to Manchester City. Now, AS over in Spain have said that Pep Guardiola, he's potentially looking at centre-backs with John Stones, going more into midfield. Nathan Ake, Joshko Gvardiol seen more as players who are going to be playing out wide. Man City could be looking at direct players going through the middle. Not a priority position, which is, I think, why Man City are looking at high-quality young players. Just 17 years old, very young, very raw. I wouldn't be expecting them to hit the ground running for another 4 or 5 years or so. Now, he's currently under contract at Barcelona until 2026. I'm not clear on what his release clause is as of yet. But Manchester City, I don't see us going down these lines. I see reports coming in from Spain, from AS. When I'm getting reports from AS and from Marca, for example, I think to myself, because they're very much predominantly funded and they care about Spanish football, they care about La Liga, they care about the Giants, you've got to think, what did La Liga gain from this story? Losing a top prospect to the Premier League, it's bad for business. What they'll be looking for here is Cubarsi, signing a new deal at Barcelona, a new long-term deal, a bigger release clause, and tying down a top talent to them. That's what I'm reading between the lines. We'll see. Barcelona, at the end of the day, they don't have cash, don't really have much room for bargaining. They like unsettling our players like Bernardo Silva and Joao Cancelo. Have they even paid for Ferran Torres? Who knows? Anyway, there we go. That has been today's transfer update. If you are enjoying the content, do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Get your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. It is free to subscribe. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Football Prizes. Go and check out that signed Ilkay Gundogan limited edition special treble winning shirt signed by Ilkay Gundogan himself. Tickets are £3.95. Links and details, they are in the description. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next Manchester City transfer update, which will be religiously tomorrow. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.